All right. Well, how you feeling today?
Feeling good, man. Today's a good day. Got to create some motion. So, yes, sir.
So where you from, man? You from Littleton?
Littleton, Colorado, born and raised.
How was it like growing up?
I think I had a pretty dope childhood. I was living next door to my fucking brother my entire life. So,
When did y'all decide y'all gonna rap?
I mean, it's funny because we can find videos of us from like being real young kids and we were trying to make music and stuff like that. So you can kind of feel like it was all pre-written. But yeah, about 2 years since we really took the step and made it official, you know?
Did y'all ever fight growing up?
Yeah.
Only like on one hand, probably like not that many times.
Really? I fight with Jeff every single day, man.
Really?
Yeah.
We argue and everything. We've had like,
Your style's kind of changed in the midst of this growth, right? You started FLOST8ION. What does that stand for? Like, how did you come up with that name?
Through music, I'd say in a lot of ways we were able to find our flow state. And so then turn the radio on, you got the flow station. So,
it kind of just happened. We didn't like put any crazy thought to it, but it just like really, it stuck with us. We really like fucked with like the idea of like being in flow state and stuff like that, and so we just kind of put the idea all together and everything, and we just ran with it ever since.
How did you meet SGauge? When did he come into the picture?
Really, we just met online, Instagram DMs and all that, but we've come to find we have so many connections, you know, because he grew up in Littleton too, so like there's a lot of actual, he's locked in with the family. There's a lot of crazy things. It's just like, dang, like they met on Instagram, but maybe our souls have known each other longer. So
it was pretty seriously.
Yeah, exactly.
Y'all move as a unit, as if it's never been anything but that. You know what I mean?
Appreciate
100%,
that. Thank you.
Being in Littleton, I'm from Littleton too, but like, were y'all around when the Columbine thing was that?
Was that 99? Yeah, we were born in 2006, so obviously.
We lived through the Arapahoe shooting.
I had
That's like
a
a mile
girlfriend
away.
whose sister was in the Arapahoe shooting. But truthfully, we live right down the street from a burial site of some of the Columbine.
The Columbine Memorial is right down the street, so we have to drive past all.
I think anyone in Colorado in this area, there's a part of it you learn to understand what went down. And
where do you pull like your lyrics and your inspiration from? Does it come from pain? Does it come from good times, bad times? Like, where does that?
I think for me, it's kind of about turning the rough times into something to smile about. There's a lot in my lyrics that reference my girlfriend and things like that.
So rough times with her, or rough times growing up?
Rough times growing up. I think in some of these tracks, there's this feeling of like sadness, but they could be like upbeat, because in those times that we may have all been going through it, we were still finding reasons to like smile and appreciate each other.
I'd like to add to that. So like, I feel like a lot of people in rap music, they want it, like it doesn't have to be painful, but like a lot of us expect people to pull from like crazy dark times and fucked up ass pain. And something I've always told these two is like, y'all life is lit, y'all life is beautiful. Like, make beautiful music. Everybody has a struggle, and your struggle is just as real as anybody else who's going through whatever they're going through. But that doesn't mean you have to just make struggle rap because that's what people are used to hearing. Like,
through that mindset, we've definitely just been learning to just make that. And we're living nice, you know. Like I said, got brother beside us and our lovely ladies next to us, and we're just pushing towards our dreams every day. So what's there really to complain about? You know what I mean?
What do you think one of the biggest challenges you've had since you've been taking this pursuit?
Challenges? I don't really.
You have more challenges than he does, in my opinion. Like that to speak on.
Having family, you know, y'all live next door, y'all trying to be rappers from Littleton.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely a big.
Is it a
thing.
challenge though? I don't know. I'm asking you. Like, what hurdles have you had? Is it getting out of your own way? Is it
Perception?
Yeah.
You want to be you, but the industry says be this.
That's definitely a big thing, because for me, like when I make music, I really want to connect with like myself, and I want to feel like it's authentic to me. I've made a lot of music before that I don't feel authentic about, and it's just hard for me to like really connect with it and wrap my head around it and like be as passionate about something like that. So I've been trying to get more focused into like pulling in more personal stuff and everything like that, and making more stuff that like really sounds like me. But everybody could tell me it's a really great song or whatever, but like I won't really like get invested into it unless like I'm like, yeah, that sounds like me, that makes me feel something that like I want to feel, or something like that.
It has to be aligned with your brand.
On the other side of that, sometimes I don't think any artist who performs their music loves their songs, especially if they've been doing them for a long time. I don't, you know what I mean? Like me, and I'm sure Eminem or Snoop Dogg, they hate those songs, right? But Sometimes they're just time capsules. What's up?
But the lead outlet.
I hate that shit. And I like the song then, but it's like I'm a different place, right?
Yeah.
You know, like
and that's a lot of the things, like going back on a lot of the old tracks I didn't really like, and just kind of like it's a time capsule, like you're saying, like kind of being able to bring myself back to how I was feeling then, because like now I'm feeling way different, and it's just like it's just crazy to be able to look back in time kind of, and like it's a moment in like my history and stuff like that.
Sometimes it'll feel like we don't resonate as much in the moment, and then we're kind of listening back on it, and now it's like,
and we're like, that's exactly how we were feeling, that's exactly what we were going through during that time, and everything.
Sometimes time just does what it does.
Yeah, seriously.
Do you guys write together ever? Like, do you help each other with bars?
100%. As a collective,
flow down there like you guys were in harmony. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We definitely, like, a lot of our music recently has been like really collaborative. All three of our ideas and minds in one studio has just like added a lot. So we're all in there like passing bars and everything and helping each other out and just really like trying to get comfortable fully with each other and stuff.
It feels like a good time to say, like, there's a reason our logo is directed around the yin yang. We kind of look at it like what I may lack for the day, he may be killing it at. And so that's why we really, really balance each other out in so many ways. Maybe I could be hearing the melody and he's hearing the bar.
Every single time. One of us could
being,
walk into a room and just be super confident that day, and then the other one's not really there. So it's just like we gotta like balance. We always balance each other out and like help pick each other up and stuff like that. And just
one could be
giving the opposite energy
for the day, and then the other could be pessimistic. And again, I really believe those keep each other balanced in the same sense. Like, you gotta kind of stay
like you couldn't
a nice middle ground.
You couldn't say one of us is the optimistic or the pessimistic one. Like, if he's coming into the conversation optimistic, then it just like switches in my brain and I'm like that pessimistic one or something, like, you know, just kind of stuff like that, just to like balance it out and like
each other grounded.
On this new music, like, you guys are still FLOST8ION, right?
Yes, sir.
But you're breaking out and you're finding your own voices, your own solo music, and still FLOST8ION and still Squad, right?
100%.
What is this new music about? Like, it has a very poppy, very big sound. What do you think?
I think what I realized is, in a lot of ways, a lot of the hip hop, more so sounding music I was making was kind of like the ego shell, kind of like me, like almost how I imagine myself or how I want to be, or like how cool or this and that. And I think with the pop tracks, I'm finding that that's where I'm being my real self. That's where I'm speaking from the heart more, you know, how time passes or things along that nature. So I feel like...
And those are the ones he wrote on his own. We didn't collab a lot on this tape. Like, I just mixed it. He just sent me tracks that he made on his own, or that there's like one that he made with him, and there's one that he and I made together. But almost the majority of the tape is all from just like his own internal solo vulnerable process.
That's good. I like it. I can see the vulnerability. I can see the vision, and I think you're growing into it right now. So I've seen y'all from the beginning. So it's dope. You know what I mean?
Appreciate it.
Give me a line. Like, what is something that if I was to say, give me one of your lines that just resonates with you, what would you say off the top?
Yeah, it's probably a little longer than a line. The hook off of I Lost Track, I go, baby, please don't you go so fast. I just want to know some more. I'll try to make it last. I think I've been here before, but I lost track. I wasted too much time smoking weed from this pack. That feels very like me, you know. I listen to that. I still resonate to this day. You know what I mean?
Is that to your girl? Is that just to people in general?
At the time, I might have been talking to a girl, but now when I listen to the track, I hear it more like I'm talking to time. Like, stop going so fast. I just want to be here in this moment right now, you know what I mean? So.
Can I tell you what resonates with me and sometimes like my wife? Maybe it's just more like the adult version of listening to that track.
Please.
It's the part where you say, I'm just a lost individual with goals in my life. Like, you might be lost as fuck, but bitch, I got goals. Like, I'm trying to figure this shit out. Like, it's just like such a balancing act right there.
Yeah,
like, fuck it, I'm fucked up, but we gonna figure it out.
Still got to get there, absolutely.
If I was Tekashi 69, I'd be like, clip that.
Yeah.
You know
That's
what I mean?
do, throw that shit.
So you got a lady, right?
Yeah.
Is that challenging, or is that?
Man, that's
how
good
vulnerable
question.
are you trying to
Good
be?
question. No. I'll say it like this: we're in the entertainment industry now, and so with that, got to look at it in a couple ways. Like, we're making music for the ladies. We're gonna have ladies on our tracks. It gets hard, is what I'm trying to say, and so it becomes its own thing. But at the end of the day, I'm doing what I got to do for the business, and if
they're also not even 20 years old, so like. It's just so hard to say.
I forget that. Yeah.
What I will say this, like, all three of us being in a solid relationship keeps us like super grounded. We have a lot more focus on what we're doing because we're able to just be like, all right, those girls are pretty, but we got a job tonight. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, it's a good segue to you just rocked your check with Lokana. That's a dope song.
Yes, sir.
Y'all, did y'all drop the video for that?
Yeah, winter coming, man. Yes, sir. Winter never really came in Colorado, but winter came on that track.
Can you speak on the work that you put into making that happen?
Absolutely. Let me start by saying Lokana is a super talented, awesome artist herself. So we connected. I think the first time I actually met Lokana was at, you had put on that show. That was your Cinco de Rap Dad, baby. And that was probably the first time I actually met her in person. And, you know, we've just had a dope musical connection from there. SGauge cooked up a nice beat for us. And really, when we made Winter Comin', we heard Lokana on it. We were like, yeah, she's going to sound right on this one.
It was very
and
organic.
Saw the vision through and through. And I'm beyond thankful for that.
So is that a part of this new project coming up?
Nah, the pop tape is pop tape's already out, and that's so what we did is just keep boosting it. And then Winter Comin' already out as well. At one point, you know, maybe I could make a like tape of those tracks too, because I got another with Lokana and stuff like that. So
dope.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Do you do other features also? Do you have other people you're featuring with?
Lokana is the first I've really worked with, and yeah, I think between both of us, the first actual collaboration. But in 2026, we want to keep it going, keep doing more.
We got some stuff in the tuck.
Oh yeah, we feature with Gage.
Well, no. I'm saying like even for these two as individuals, like there's stuff in the tuck, but it's just like not fully formed yet. But I'll say like, the features are going to be intentional. Like we want to work with almost everybody, and there's a lot of people that do a lot of stuff like talent wise, like that are extremely great at what they do, but it has to make sense for the brand. It has to make sense on all sides business wise. And Lokana was, in my opinion, humble enough and nice enough to reach back to us and be like, put us on a little bit of a higher level. So now that that's the case, it can't just be like anybody who want to work can work, but the ones who are at a certain rate and a certain output level and a certain quality, like we want to work with everybody of that stature for sure.
Absolutely. So let's get a song hit. What we doing?
He sent me
we
one.
got some shit, baby.
We're exposing too much already. We're exposing too much.
Send me some fire, man. Send me some fire.
You know, I actually at one point I hopped on. I did do an open verse for, what was it called? The Arcade.
Oh, did you?
I did at one point. Yeah.
You didn't feel it?
Well, I felt it. I think it was actually cool. I just didn't know. Yeah, I still needed to get it mixed. And you were talking big game. You're like, yeah, I'm probably gonna send it out to a bunch of other people, see if they want their remix on it. And
scared him.
That might have scared me away at the time, but I'm
tell you like this, man.
I just wanted to make it, but it was cool to do.
Send it over. Like no one else did it. Like I was like, I would have let anyone rock on it because it's always dope to have open verse, but I think it's like sharpening the tools, right?
Absolutely.
Can you rap with the best of them? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, what does this year look like for you, and like what is the thing you're going to do different this year that you didn't do last year?
Anyone else want to take over?
I could take that one honestly.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just because a lot of the mold and the plan has been led by me the last year, especially with these two, and so I've been calling myself like a fake manager, but everyone knows that you need like a real manager when there's something to manage, and we haven't really gotten to the point that any of us have like crazy stuff going on. But because I've treated these two like their own entities, they're a full business. We treat them like they're a corporation from the top down. If anybody is doing anything for them, that's your employee. Treat them well, you know what I mean? Like we've changed like our perspective, and in doing that we got to the point that this year literally every single week of every single month is intentional. All of our goals are plotted out. I don't want to like give away too much of the magic, but there's like so much within like our systems and the back end that's going to enhance the way that they're packaged as artists and viewed in the world. And I'm very excited to see what we can do by taking ourselves seriously, and then hopefully that example will spread and other people will gravitate towards what we have going on too.
All right, each one of you going to give me 2 goals by the end of the year that we're going to look back at this interview and say I accomplished them. Start with you.
A goal, I would like to hit 10,000 followers on Instagram on any of the pages at this point. FLOST8ION, Krucialist, Chosen, SGauge, whoever gonna get there first, fuck it, we can make it a race.
Okay.
But I think that's just a solid, hey, let's get it
10,000?
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
And you know, some may think we're shooting too high, some may think we're shooting too low.
It's about you.
So,
It's ain't about no one else. It's about you. What's another goal?
Man,
We want a national show. We want to be on a national touring act,
Yeah,
something
but
like
not-
that.
but
Open
not-
for a, like opening for a national act, something like
But
that. That's a big
realistically,
goal
not
for
every
us.
national act is promoted well or done well. You know what I mean? So you just gave us a great example of what a insanely well promoted national act looks like at the Bone Thugs show. You know what I mean? So
Well, that was a low tickets till we got on. So
man.
sometimes you got to bring that venue we've headlined 5 times. You know what I mean? So like when you do a headline show, and that wasn't even the best vibe night. But what I'm saying is like when you have your own fans, you have more value to anything than the national acts need you versus.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly. Yeah. So about just
Like y'all
continuing
doing, like y'all packed out some of these venues. Don't not give yourself credit. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So you want to do a bigger show, a national show where you're not carrying all the weight, which is good
Yeah.
because you guys okay. And 10,000 followers. What about you?
For me, I really want to specify my identity and my like my aesthetic for my creation. Like I really want to like have my sound established and stuff like that. That's my goal. Is I want to have my established sound and know what I want to go back to consistently.
Gotta figure out his archetype.
I'll go with I want to hit 1,000 followers on my Instagram, on my personal Instagram. So I'll go with that. But outside of that, I really want to create my artist like aesthetic and image and everything more, and like have that kind of figured out this year.
Gage?
Me personally, I would like to double my visibility on every platform. So if I'm at 2,500 on Instagram, I want to be at 5K by the end of the year.
That's right.
I want to go on my artist journey with concert this year and start expanding to the point that I can do artist-centric shows. Use that to make 2028 even more poppin'. I think that at this point it's just about getting the right funding together, but I think I have a good marketing plan, and I want to get regional. I want to get at least regional by the end of the year. National maybe could wait for another year, but I definitely want to go regional. And then when they're not even going to be 21 talking about a national show, nigga, how you going to get in the club? Yeah, but all of that is
We're saying
definitely
we want to open for a national act. That's what we're saying.
within reach.
So let's wrap this up. What's your last words of anything like? So do you have any stories that kind of resonate?
I'll flip it real quick and then I'll answer it because I was curious. One of the questions for you though, what's one moment from your childhood that constantly pops back up in your music?
Bingo.
Right before I graduated, my best friend died. He was playing a game of Russian roulette, and it was 5 bullets in a 6-chamber. And he took his life in front of my other 2 best friends, and I was supposed to be there that day. And I was actually, like, we traded girlfriends. So I was up in the mountains in Conifer with his girl. He was supposed to be with mine. Like, I don't know. It's a long story, and you know how high school gets crazy. But he took his life. And 2 days before that was the first time I ever rapped at a party. Like, it was like a little freestyle session thing. And then the next day, me and him busted out the answer machine. That's how old I am. And we made some freestyle songs. The next day, he dies. A month before this was Columbine. Like, and so all these things happened really fast, you know what I mean? And I was right down the street when Columbine happened. He died, and in music, I started rapping because music was therapy. And I didn't recognize this till later, right? I'd never dealt with no trauma in my life. I never understood how to deal with these things. But so he's the reason I started rapping, and that's when I was able to let go. Like, I could see sometimes you guys hold on to something there's like an eggshell, right? And you got to break that to get out away from yourself, to get out of your own way. And that was mine, right? I was the same exact way. And then when that happened, I said, fuck it. And at the time I was kind of heavy into the streets. I was heavy into like multiple different things. So that just helped me get out of my own way, say, fuck it. And I started music. And then, you know, so it's always in my music. That's why I have this undertone of dark, you know what I mean? Because after that, you know, like I can count, there's been over 80 people I know died since then, so I don't want to be all just sad. But it also made me celebrate life differently that thing hit me so hard that anybody who dies now, I just understand it's a part of life. It's a cycle, and but that has definitely been one of the things that's that changed my life and made me say I'm going to do this at full time, and gave me the courage to actually be like, you know what, this is do or die.
Yeah.
I got one more goal. I want to make a club hit that's not sad this year also, because a lot of my music is dark.
Yeah, I know the song you sent me's Funeral. I'm like, damn. I was vibing
That's
out.
a hit. That's a hit, by the way.
So if you were to ask yourself the same question, what's a story that just constantly plays?
I had a traumatic brain injury right when COVID happened. So the timing of that was just very, very crazy. You know, the traumatic brain injury, I was on a longboard and I fell off. But it's really not about the sob story, because I look at that injury and that was, it's crazy to say, but it was like the best thing that ever happened to me. It kind of allowed me to take a look in the mirror and, you know, kind of look at it like as though I was going to die or something like that. And so now I recognize, you know, you've got one shot in that sense. And so like, I've gone a lot harder since then. The world changed so much after that. And so I had the head injury. Then I'm trying to get back onto online school because it's all that. But my teachers are hearing I just had a head injury. So they're like, oh no, get off the computer. So long story short, I mean, I ended up, I dropped out of high school at a certain point, but and that shaped me in a lot of its own ways. And so a lot of what I was feeling in that time, I think, is what kind of shows up a lot in my pop tape too, of just like not always feeling proud, but maybe knowing there's better times ahead for sure.
Being a COVID kid is like such a singular experience that we won't know.
Yeah, I know. It's interesting.
I'll say this one last story. You know, Grace around.
Of course, 100%.
Moving around, trying to move markets. He met this artist that's got a phenomenal voice named Tristan. And he never sang once in his life, and he had a brain injury or something happened to him, and I could be saying this wrong. And after that, he was able to sing phenomenally.
Yeah.
And now he's like, I think he's got Mission Ballroom Show, and this is like a year or so ago. And I'm probably butchering the story a little bit, but they were telling me about this story and his kid, and I heard his voice. It's crazy.
That's awesome. I heard of a guy that like he stutters constantly. Like he can't really like speak like a coherent sentence, but he can get to rap it. Like
I knew a kid growing up like that. He can rap super fast, but he can stutter. Well, hey man, I appreciate y'all's time today. I think this is dope. I think this is good.
So thank you, Hip.
Thank you.
Thank you, Adelio.
Thank you, Adelio. Thank you, everybody who had us over here.
Lucian, yes, sir.
Cool.
Yeah.